Brianna Ghey was a 16-year-old transgender girl from Warrington, England, who tragically lost her life on February 11, 2023. Her murder shocked the nation, and the investigation into her death revealed a series of chilling events.
On the day of her murder, Brianna Ghey left her family home in Warrington. She had plans to meet friends at a local park, Linear Park in Colchester, about 5 miles away. She had been active on social media earlier in the day, posting about her plans and sharing updates. Before heading out, her family later reported that she had left the house in good spirits. Surveillance footage from nearby areas showed Brianna walking through the park, and it's believed that she was approached by two individuals, a boy and a girl, who later became the prime suspects in her murder. The park was relatively isolated, making it a place where she was likely more vulnerable. The police quickly launched a homicide investigation, reviewing surveillance footage, social media activity, and interviewing witnesses. Early on, the police made public appeals for information, including reviewing any CCTV footage from nearby shops and streets that might have captured the suspects. The breakthrough in the investigation came when two teenagers, a 15-year-old boy and a 16-year-old girl, were arrested on suspicion of murder on February 13, 2023. They were detained under suspicion of being involved in Brianna's death. Both suspects were eventually charged with her murder.
Brianna thought that she was her friend.
She found herself mixing with probably the one person that really had the capacity to hurt her.
A body has been discovered by dog walkers in woods near Warrington.
The scene suggests that the victim had been stabbed multiple times.
Police are appealing for witnesses who were in Linear Park, Colchester, to come forward.
The knife
Goes in search of real life horror.
a ferocious attack.
He told police that he had actually stepped away, and when he came back, he saw her stabbing and trying to kill Brianna.
Two 15-year-old killers.
They were truly committed to this murder. This is not something that was done tentatively. This is, well, I'm doing it and I'm all in and I absolutely mean it.
With a plan.
On February 15, 2023, both suspects appeared in court. They were identified as two teenagers from the local area. The court proceedings were closely followed by the media, as this was a case that drew significant public attention due to the nature of the crime and the victim's identity as a transgender individual. During the trial, it was revealed that the two suspects had planned the attack on Brianna and had engaged in hostile behavior toward her. Investigators presented evidence showing that the attackers had used social media platforms to communicate with each other in the lead up to the murder.
She's agreed to come to Colchester tomorrow.
So I bring my knife?
Yes, it is definitely sharp enough, by the way. Meet me at the wooden post in Linear at 12. We'll go over plan again, and I'll show you where I'm killing her. And then we both walk to the library to meet her. And grab onto Brianna, slit her throat. When she starts to fall, stab her in the back. Then pass me knife. I want to stab her at least once, even if she's dead, just 'cause it's fun, lol.
Brianna's parents mourned and sobbed uncontrollably, being left in disbelief of what had happened to their daughter, stating that the house felt empty without her.
It was larger than life. She was funny, witty and fearless. We miss Brianna so much, and our house feels empty without her laughter.
It's difficult to comprehend how some people can do these vile things in the world and don't understand how cruel and heartbreaking their actions can be.
Throughout the
You are under caution, so anything you say is getting recorded. Okay.
What if maybe a suspect is because I was the last person at scene, or how come the suspect?
Pardon?
How come I'm a suspect?
How come you're a suspect?
Because I'm the last person at scene, or is it?
I don't know. All the information I've received is you are a suspect. Okay.
You Eddie?
Yeah.
Eddie, you're locked up suspicion of murder, alright? You didn't have to say anything, but you may harm you to mention when questioned to you later on in court, and if you do say the evidence, do you understand?
Yeah. Hang on, unlock these. I can explain it.
No, listen.
Right, listen.
Do it all on interview, alright? You're going to say it's the wrong call and you'll be interviewed about it, they'll ask you questions, alright?
Yeah.
During the trial, it was revealed that the two suspects had planned the attack on Brianna and had engaged in hostile behavior toward her. Investigators presented evidence showing that the attackers had used social media platforms to communicate with each other in the lead up to the murder. The prosecution argued that the killing was premeditated, and the two suspects had shown hostility towards Brianna because of her gender identity. This fueled concerns about the increasing violence toward transgender individuals. After a lengthy trial, both suspects were convicted of murder. The court heard that the attack on Brianna was not a random act, but one motivated by hatred and bias against her being transgender. On July 14, 2023, the two suspects were sentenced for the murder of Brianna Ghey. The 15-year-old boy received a life sentence with a minimum term of 16 years before he would be eligible for parole. The 16-year-old girl was sentenced to life in prison as well, with a minimum term of 13 years before parole eligibility. The sentencing was met with mixed reactions. Many in the LGBTQ+ community and advocacy groups were outraged by the crime, expressing concern about the growing violence faced by transgender people. Some called for more comprehensive measures to protect transgender individuals from hate and discrimination.
Scarlett Jenkinson, for the murder of Brianna Ghey, you will be detained at His Majesty's pleasure. I set the minimum term at 22 years, less the 352 days that you have spent on remand. Eddie Radcliffe, for the murder of Brianna Ghey, you will be detained at His Majesty's pleasure. I set the minimum term at 20 years, less the 352 days that you have spent on remand. Please take the defendants to the cells and their legal teams will come and see them before they go to begin their sentences.